Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Strength and Stilettos TV. I am your host, your sister, your friend, your minister, your accountability partner. Whoever I am to you, that is who I am. I am Jonte Brown, and we are still in the Love Series month when we're talking about self care, love, accountability, joy, the things that make us happy, the things that we are declaring victory over. And I'm so excited because today we have our first guest. Okay, we have our first guest. Now, I know I'm not in my studio. This is very different. We are still in quarantine. However, I cannot wait to the day where I can actually invite my guests to my studio and we can do this together for everybody. But we are in a quarantine virtual world. So we are on a different platform, but the I believe that the experience and the revelation and the knowledge will be the same, right? That it will still be the same. So we are on a different platform. Don't worry about my guest. You will see both of us together. She's in the back. She's getting ready. And I'm so excited. So before we go on, I always give like a little back end, like a little backstory. So for the month of February is my love series where I am talking about self love in all of its shapes, forms, and mannerisms and all the things that we can think of. But I wanted to take a deeper look into self-love outside of getting a mani and a pedi and getting our hair done and all of the things that we connect with self-love. And it's so much deeper and it's so much more than just what meets the eye. So back in story, so I have to tell the story because God is just so good. So I reached out to our guests. I want to say I don't know if it was January or December or even last. I'm assuming it was last year. And you could correct me if I'm wrong. She'll once she comes out, she'll tell the story. And I was following her journey, and I was like, I gotta have her on my show. Like I really need her to speak to women, who identify with her. I need to get on the show. And I'm so ambitious. I didn't even care about quarantine. I was like, we just gotta connect. We somehow, some way, we gotta connect. And she wasn't in the DMV area at the time. She was not here. And I remember saying to her, "Oh, we're gonna connect. When you come here, it's gonna happen." Now, her or I had any idea that it would be that soon. Well, I didn't believe that it would be that soon. And I think I don't know if it's a new job or she promotion or anything like that. Whatever. God blessed you. And she came back to the DMV area. I was like, yay! So I knew that it was a sign, and I knew how imperative it is to have her story and for me to just, use her to speak to my community, my women, the people that follow me, that they will benefit from her story. So I'm not going to, belabor the time. I'm not going to, keep y'all waiting. But the next person that would join me on the Sis TV episode today is that of Lashawn Roe. I am bringing her in.
Hello.
Lashawn, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I am so good. How are you surviving in this quarantine life?
Honestly, I'm doing what needs to be done because I'm ready to get back to some type of normal status of life. I hate quarantining. I'm an outgoing person. Like I love going out. I love doing my brunch and eating out and
Mm-hmm.
being in the house is hard, but I tell people all the time, even though I don't like it, we need to do what we need to do because I want to stay safe. I'm not trying to get COVID. So
Okay.
we got to do what we got to do. So it's hard, it's really
Yeah.
hard.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, that's all I can say.
Can I say something to you?
Yes, ma'am.
LaShawn, you look so good.
Thank
Can I tell you
you.
the truth, Lashawn, you look so good.
Thank
You
you.
it and this is the thing. We always say, we give compliments to each other, and we should. But there's a glow. There's an like you just look like you're just vibrating from the inside out. And I noticed it. And I don't know if I noticed it. Everybody else have noticed it, but you look so amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Jonte. That's so sweet. I feel really good. A lot of exciting things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hard, and I'll get into
Yeah.
that in the conversation. The last 3 months have been really hard for me. And I'm feeling so good right now. It's funny, I FaceTime a friend this morning and she was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh my gosh, you're smiling. I haven't seen that in a long time." And I wanted to cry because I was, wow, like I like to hear that from somebody. Like, you're smiling. Like, I need to smile more. So thank you so much. That's so
Now,
sweet.
listen, yes, you do. And yes, we're going to get into the good stuff, okay?
Yes,
I have my questions ready.
I'm ready,
Okay.
girl.
So so just to open it up, you
Mhm.
guys, and I have to keep reading. Give me one. I have to keep making sure I'm saying it right.
Mhm.
Uh, okay. So our guest, Lashawn Roe, uh, has over. Well, I don't want to get too much into. So anyway, our guest, Lashawn Roe, has had a vertical. What is it?
Vertical sleeve gastrectomy.
Vertical sleeve gastronomy, also known as the sleeve surgery.
Yeah, we call it the gastric sleeve. That's
The
that's
gastro sleeve. That's it. The
yeah, we
gastro sleeve.
refer to it as the gastric sleeve because that's like the short version. Like, no, ain't nobody trying to say all those long words.
I was like the vertical because I always used to say and some people even just say just the sleeve surgery, but
The sleeve, yeah.
I identify with it. So what if for those of you who don't know what that is, that means that during this process, 80 to 90% of her stomach was removed.
Mhm.
Okay, so just so you can get the idea of what that is, it's not your sleeve. Okay,
Yes,
it's not
that's
your
the
sleeve.
sleeve.
It has nothing to do with your arms, nothing to do with your shoulders, your elbow. It is your stomach.
Mhm.
And since we started off, my first question is, what made you decide to get the surgery? Like what
Yeah.
was that final aha? This is what I'm going to do.
Oh yes, that is like, I love that question. I have been trying to lose weight. Oh, I've been obese. I've been officially obese majority of my life. I've always been overweight, but I've been obese and overweight kind of all my life. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking like, oh, I love exercising. I know how to eat. I'm gonna say eat healthy, but that means a lot of things, right? I know how to eat right. I know how to exercise, but I lose so much motivation. I lose the momentum. And I kept losing the same 30, 40, 50 pounds. Like, one month I lose 20, then I gain 10 the next month, lose 15, gain 5. So I kept gaining and losing the same weight over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm gonna tell you what was the breaking point for me. I was taking a shower one day and I said, you know what? I got to get this weight off me, because when you're taking a shower and you're straining or hurting or out of breath to take a shower, that is a problem. It was a shower that was the breaking point for me. I cannot believe that I am out of breath taking a shower. That's not okay. Like, I that's not living life. So once, I started doing research in early 2019 about surgery in general. There's so many different kinds. There's the gastric sleeve, there's the bypass, there's so many different versions. And I didn't know which one I qualified for or wanted to. So, that right there answers your question. I want to wait till you ask me the questions, and then if we want to do a free talk or whatever. But yeah, that's what was the breaking point of me needing to get the surgery. Me being out of breath taking a shower. I couldn't bending over, putting on socks and shoes. It hurt. It was tiring. And I said, "Lord, I can't do this. This is not right."
I like when you said the all of the different weight journeys.
Yes.
Explain what that looked like. Was it supplements? Was it like fasting juice? Like what? Go more into that.
Yeah,
Like what was what?
yeah. So for me, my weight loss journey was strictly like working with nutritionists and personal trainers. That was my weight loss journey. I'm into supplements now, and we'll get into that later.
Okay.
I wasn't into supplements then. I didn't know anything about the supplements, but I was like, I'm going to do everything the natural way. And we'll talk about that because people think surgery is the easy way out. And I'm here to tell y'all it's not. Into that.
Okay.
But I just nutritionists, meal plans, working out, gym memberships. That was my way of losing the weight. Growing up in elementary school, I was a cheerleader. I was a dancer. I never really played sports, but cheerleading is a sport. I'll say
yes, it is.
because all that stretching and jumping up in the air.
Yes.
My butt was not flying nobody, and I was not flying. That's all I gotta say. I was not. I was the best. I was holding somebody up. Then I did marching band in junior high school and high school. So I was pretty active. And then getting into college, I was like, I need to get more fit. I need to get more active. So my official weight loss journey started around 2012, 2013. And, between multiple gyms and nutritionists, it was hard. I couldn't do it. I really.
Let me ask you, this is a real question because I'm very transparent. And I am a true believer in the word of God and the reality of it. So what does that look like? We can pray you down, we can prophesy to you up a wall, we can give you the scriptures, but what does that look like put to work? And I want to ask you, how much money do you think that you invested in over the nutrition plans, the meal plans, the personal trainers, the gym membership? How much would you say? Just estimate.
About maybe at least 10,000. At least 10,000. Over the course of, since about 2012, I say I've invested it had to be at least $10,000 between gym memberships and nutritionists and meal plans. And I'm also adding groceries in the net because, again, America wants us to eat healthy. It doesn't make sense that I can go to McDonald's with $10 and get about 10 cheeseburgers, but a salad costs $16. Okay. Okay. Like, $10, at least 10. And I may be generous on that number, honestly. I've spent so much.
It's so amazing because here we are finding ourselves. The fitness arena has like skyrocketed to me. There is not one time that I will scroll down my timeline. There is not a time that I'm watching actual TV and a commercial doesn't come on about equipment. It has it seems like it's taken over. To me, I always say it's like right lined up with weaves with the hair industry. It's right there. And you got this person telling you to do it. And then I've noticed that women who struggle with that, they have succumbed to just taking their bodies through eating and everything to get the results that they desperately seek. And it's kind of like, well, maybe I shouldn't eat. Well, no, you should eat, but you eat this much, So I want to stay here because I really want to identify with someone that's going to listen and watch, that they can identify with you right here. Like what is that woman going through? Like what is it? What is she feeling right now?
Yes, depression is real. And it really frustrates me that mental health is still a taboo conversation in the Black community. I was diagnosed with bipolar 1 disorder in June of 2016. I also suffer from anxiety and depression. And, everyone, the bipolar is different in everybody. Somebody will say, oh, what's bipolar? What does that mean? I'm like, it just means that I get a little heightened on my emotions, whether it's a down emotion or high emotion. I go through manic episodes. I do decide to medicate because I need to. I don't medicate, I'm going to be manic, and I don't want to be manic. And until I can learn the proper coping mechanisms, I am going to medicate myself. But depression was huge. I mean, right now I feel great, and I feel amazing. But that entire process, starting from 2012, I had to be I was depressed for years. Super depressed. I just didn't understand how I let myself go, as people would say. And I was like, I have my baby boy, and it was 7 years. You remember I was pregnant in school, girl. I made
Yes.
it.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, we went to college together.
Yes, we did. Community alumni, hey. And I was like, I have my son and I need to be around for him. My son is very active. I want to run with him and, play with him. And it was like, I'm so tired. And it's like, that's not fair to him to say, mommy's not feeling good today, or, maybe later. That's not fair to him. Kids, our clock never stops. We are full-time mothers every single day, 24 hours, 365 days, every single day.
Every day, all day.
All day. They don't stop. They wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Guess what? Get your butt up and go in there and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't stop. And honestly, like I said, depression was what I felt because first of all, I was not happy looking in the mirror. If I'm going out, like, being in, for example, living out of town and going out with friends and everyone's wearing nice dresses and stuff. And I'm wearing leggings because that's the only thing that looks good on me. Or not even that. That's the only thing that fits me. I hated wearing jeans. I didn't wear dresses. And I was not happy with myself. I did not love myself at all.
This is going to be good. This is good already. So it's funny. The next question was, how was your weight journey in the past? And look at that. We just talked about that.
The flow.
So, okay. When it came to this, the last thing you said is kind of getting us to this next question. When it came to self-acceptance, self-love, you just basically explained that. I was going to ask you, where did you find yourself? And I think, I always tell people, God created us all we were all fearfully, wonderfully made. That we were made with intentionality and with love and care. And it's very hard to get someone to know the reality of that if they don't feel it. Right. So it's like, I know you're telling me this, but I don't feel like I love myself. Like, I don't, you don't hear my inner thoughts. So you don't feel the way I feel. Like you said, going out with my friends or, and I'm going to say, even look at like these challenges and social media and all of the challenges that are happening. Everybody is such an hourglass, and they have all of these false notions of this is what beauty or this is what a woman should look like.
I'm glad you brought that up. Like, for example, let's talk about the silhouette challenge. I mean, I think it's fun. I think it's cute. I'm terrified. I would not do that. It's funny because I truly believe that, people are going to say what they're going to say. You can't control what anybody says. And I'd like to think that my confidence has skyrocketed, but we're not 100% there. I mean, I can't see myself doing that because I am actually really afraid of the mean comments. People are mean, especially in the weight loss community. You always comment like your fat self and this and that. And it's like, it shouldn't bother you, but let's be real. It does.
It does. And let's talk about that. And let me say, I don't care what people are going to say, but even I won't do the silhouette challenge. I won't do it for I still believe in imagination.
Yes.
And I'm a married woman, and so are you. So it's kind of like, okay,
that's for my man.
There is boundaries.
That's for my man. My husband will be like, what is this?
Even with the busting, he was like,
who? You?
Who doing that? No, you're not. And it's the whole idea of imagination, but people are me. And this is why I wanted to do the love series and I wanted to get the notion, and I wanted to, because in the month of February, we all know what's coming up, Valentine's Day. Everybody does not feel loved. Right. And I think they see the reality of that on this day because they're seeing everybody loved, and this is for you and this for me. And it's kind of like, well, I always say it's okay being single January 25th, but it's not okay being single February 14th. Why is that? Because it's the notion of it. I feel like it draws highlight on some deeper issues. Well, maybe no one wants me, or I'm not acceptable enough, or it's like, no, you can love when you. I remember when I was single, I would buy myself roses just because.
Right. Loving yourself. And like, honestly, Valentine's Day brings up a lot of bad feelings for people because if you're recently broken up, or it brings up those memories, and it puts people in a place, and it's like we gotta do something about Valentine's Day. And I mean, I would love to think that I myself can change a whole day, but it's like like, I mean, it's ridiculous, I mean, and I'm not saying that, you and I as married women influence what we got, going on. But at the same time, it's like I think about, people who are single, and it's like I don't want to make nobody feel bad, but that it shouldn't be like that.
It should be like that. And this is why I wanted to do the love series for the whole month, because I wanted women to tap in and to view and feel that love and feel that support, and felt like I feel good this month. I've been logging into sugar stilettos. I mean, and I wanted women from all different situations and experiences, so people could identify themselves in that woman. So to know, like, this is like self-love starts with me. Like, I don't have to be depressed on this day. I don't have to be worried on this day. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to cry myself to sleep, because I love myself, and I love myself because
right.
That's the bigger thing. I love myself because really identify what does that look like and sound like to you.
Exactly. You know what? It's funny you say that, because I'm a firm believer that you have to love yourself before you get into a relationship. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to respect yourself enough. That person is not going to know how to love you because you don't know how to love yourself. And funny story, I started honestly, you may get to this question, when did I start loving myself? It wasn't. I started loving myself within the last year. Around when I started my weight loss surgery process is when I really started loving myself, and that's just really, that's eye-opening for me, because it was like, I'm doing something for me. I'm taking control of my life.
Oh, I was gonna get to that too. So really quick, I want you to share, and it's funny because I wanted to insert pictures, but I probably do that later. But you guys have to see. I mean, she's amazing. It's amazing. I wanted to talk to you about this, since we're on the relationship and the love. Before her sleeve surgery, Lashawn was married before she got the surgery.
Yes.
And I want to stay right there, Lashawn, because what about the women that don't think they're wanted? And this is so big because she got married, you guys, before her surgery. So can you kind of stay right there and kind of explain that to us? And I mean, the confidence and the love and the assurance that your husband loved you in spite of, like, talk about that. Talk about that.
Yes. Okay. So I'll give the backstory of how my husband and I met. It's a really interesting story. I got married on March 14th of 2020, and I was at my highest weight, and I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
When I first met my husband, I mean, I knew he was the one. And people hear that and they say, "Oh, you're crazy." Like, no, you don't know what that means until you're in that situation. I knew he was the one. My husband embraced me. My husband loved me. My husband was like, all of you, you're so beautiful. Everything about you. I had to have a conversation with him and say, hey, before we even met, he was like, I don't look like most women, I'm a little bit bigger. And he was like, why are you telling me that? I don't care. And I'm like, and it's just like hearing that, because we're all about, because my husband online dating.
Okay.
Most people are like, oh, what do you look like, this and this and that. My husband did not care. And so he loved me and he embraced me, and he just thought I was literally the most beautiful thing in the world. And I was like, you feel like they have to say that, but no, I could tell that he wasn't just saying. I knew he meant it. I knew he meant, you are absolutely beautiful. I love you. So I told him about my weight loss journey, and he was like, you are just phenomenal. You're so strong. Like, and he was, and then I told, this is we've been dating for a while. He was like, are you just getting weight loss surgery because of me? Like, no, I'm doing it for my. That's amazing. Because he said, if you were to tell me,
amazing.
Yeah. He said, if you were to tell me you're getting weight loss surgery because of me, I tell you, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Love
Come
you.
on here, talk about a man. Talk
And
about a
let
man.
me set the record straight. My husband is white. Let me set the record straight. And just for a quick comment, for those who don't believe in interracial marriages, don't get me wrong, I'm for any type of love. I love my husband. My husband loves me. Okay? So
Insert.
for those who have an issue with an interracial marriage, it ain't for you. That's fine. You know, it's my life. It's what I want to do.
Yes.
My husband and I have conversations weekly on the issues that are going on in the Black community. My husband understands what's going on. My husband understands my stance on a lot of the issues. My husband agrees on all of my stances on the issues in the Black community. So just because I'm married to a white man doesn't mean I don't stand up for my people. I just want to
I know that's right.
I just had to throw that out there. I know that's
you
not
have to go there. And you know something. It's love is love, and you know, I'm just so amazed, and I really don't want to tap into it,
right.
But the man that embraced you and loved you just so happened to just be a different nationality.
Yes. Yes, he embraced me so much. And like, to go back to, your question, my husband embraced all of me. I hit my highest weight a week before our wedding. Look at my wedding pictures. I don't look like I do in my wedding pictures now. I don't.
No, you don't.
And, it was just crazy because he was.
It seemed like it happened so fast too.
Right. It happened fast.
Like, so real quick, really quick, tell the audience. So you got the sleeve surgery on what day?
May 5th, 2020.
So she got it. It hasn't even been a year.
No.
And I'm trying to save that nugget to the end, but you can say it now. How much weight have you lost?
Yes. As of February 3rd, I like to weigh myself once a week. The scale would drive you crazy. As of February 3rd, I am 91 pounds down from my highest weight.
Wow, Lashawn.
And for just to give a better, a concept of that, my highest weight on March 14th, I'm going to share it because I'm not ashamed. My highest weight was 413 pounds.
And you're 91 pounds down.
I'm 91 pounds down from
and
March.
How many months is that?
11-ish. 11?
February, 11 months.
Yeah. 91 pounds down in 11 months.
Compared to before, with all of your weight loss journeys and gym memberships, never existed.
Never exists. I had never seen that weight on this. When I stepped on that scale and I saw 413 pounds, I wanted to pass out. It was terrible.
So, and this is the thing. You could tell that you were a plus size woman, and this is the facade, but you didn't look like you weighed that much.
Right. Exactly.
So can you talk about that?
Yes.
So, like, how people, how some women say, I really need to lose weight. And some of us are like, girl, you're fine. But inside they're like, no, like, I know I look very much lighter than what I is, but I weigh a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Water weight or body fat?
All of it.
Oh,
all of it. That all plays a part in it. And, it's funny because when I would reveal, I was afraid to reveal my weight because I was like, people are going to judge me. But then I was like, I don't care. This is my journey. I can do what I want.
Yes,
so
you can.
When I realized that I weighed 413 pounds, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't look like I weigh.
You don't, Lashawn. You didn't.
No, because, for example, my 600-pound life, I love that show. The people on there who are in the 400s, 500 range, they carry way heavier than me. I just do not carry that heavy. I'm tall. I'm 5 feet. Not carry that heavy. So it was crazy seeing that. Now, prior to surgery, you have to go on a liquid diet for 2 weeks. It depends. Every doctor is different. I had to go on a strict liquid diet. I had lost I believe 19 plus 72 is 91. My math is bad. I lost 19 pounds prior to surgery and 72 pounds after surgery. I lost 19 pounds on a liquid myself. Note, me saying I lost 19 pounds on a liquid diet. Don't just do a liquid diet because you hear that. Always talk to a doctor. I always want to throw that out there. Always talk to a doctor. You know, we have to shrink our liver, you know, because they have to. I'm gonna say the gritty details for later. They have to, you know, go in there and do things and stuff. But I lost 19 pounds just on the liquid.
And that's what's coming up. The next question was, take us on the journey. Finally, we're here. Take us on the journey.
Absolutely. So I officially started the process in October of 2019, and everybody's insurance is different. I was with Blue Cross Blue Shield at the time, and I learned that, you know, some insurance companies say you have to lose a certain amount of weight. Some of them say you have to do a certain amount of months of work. I had to do 6 months of supervised diet visits. So every month for 6 months, I had to go in and get weighed. And, you know, I'd meet with the nutritionist. I meet with my surgeon, who was absolutely amazing. I had my surgery at My Bariatric Solutions in Fort Worth / Keller, Texas, is kind of the same neighborhood. And my surgeon was amazing. She was absolutely phenomenal. And she'd meet with me and she said, you know, I think you're a great candidate for the gastric sleeve surgery based on all of the issues that I had. I had high blood pressure.
So last episode, I was talking about I dived into what that is. Love is patient, love is kind, but we always identify that for somebody else. We never think to see if am I kind to myself? Am I patient with myself? And, you know, do I think highly of myself? Do I speak kind words over myself? And I was talking, and this is my opinion about surgery. I am 100% all pro surgery, especially when it comes to your health. I am like, go. Yes, absolutely. Well, how can I help? Accountability. You know, what can I do? Because I think we draw so much attention, or again, this ideal body type, that we are willing to go under the knife just for cosmetic surgery. But when it comes to our health, it's like not even a thought. And in most cases, people do it again just for the look and not the health.
Exactly.
So I know so many women who will want to get the just so they cannot eat to look a certain way. I'm like, well, did you have high blood pressure? How much do you weigh? Like, is that something that you know you can work off, but you're just not self-disciplined enough, or you're just going under doing, because we've now, in this millennial generation, we have now, when we think of surgery, it's no longer dun. It's like, oh, surgery. You know? And to those of us who really struggle and have health, and like you said, out of breath and can't breathe, I feel like it kind of just toss your story to the side, because there's so much emphasis on, you want my doctor's number? Oh, I got my breast done. Oh, I got the sleeve. And, you know, like, I'm telling you, Lashawn, I've heard stories of women and men getting this surgery just for the acceptance of the look, and nothing was wrong.
I think that's absolutely
they went insane. That far.
Yeah, my personal opinion, I think that's absolutely insane. I'm all for surgery for health reasons. You know, I've had numerous surgeries in my life, but when it comes to your health, high blood pressure, I was taking 2 high blood pressure medications. I'm not even in my 30s.
Wow. Yeah.
It was bad. You know, my BMI was, I think, as high as 60. Now it's at 49. My BMI is 49 now.
God is so good. Okay. Finish the journey.
Yes. So I had to go on 6 months of supervised diet visits, and I would go every month. And, you know, you weren't required to lose a certain amount of weight, but they want to see that you can do it on your own. You have to also go through a psych eval because they want to make sure you're mentally prepped for this surgery. You also have to go through a cardiac clearance. So they want to check your heart. They want to make sure your heart is not going to stop on that table, right?
Yeah.
And then so that was pretty much the process. Now, I was cleared in March, but again, COVID happened. So I had to wait to get scheduled. And I got the call on April 23rd, which was a week before my birthday. Like, hey, we're ready to schedule you for surgery on May 5th. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? And it was like, you need to start your liquid diet tomorrow. And I was like, whoa, wait. So I'm sitting there like, first of all, I have a really deep relationship with food. And some people say that like that's crazy. I love food. I love eating. And honestly, right now after the surgery, I could probably eat a total of maybe 5 bites before I'm full.
Wow.
It is what it is. It's hard. No one said that this journey was going to be easy. Easy way out. For those of you who think weight loss surgery is the easy way out, we have to work just as hard to lose the weight and maintain the weight loss. You know, stalls happen when you're not losing weight for 2 weeks. It's hard. It's extremely hard. But the process, I agree with the 6-month process. Some people go in there without insurance and they just pay up front. But I like the process because it shows like, okay, if I can do this for 6 months, then I know this is a lifelong journey that I'm, you know. After weight loss surgery, you have to supplement. You have to take a multivitamin every day for the rest of your life because you're not getting those vitamins.
You're not getting all the vitamins.
Right. You're not eating as much, you know? And it's just like, it's funny. I was just on Instagram this morning. I was like, hey, my bariatric community, like, I need some help on a multivitamin because multivitamin pills are weird. All vitamin pills, even when I was taking prenatals with my son.
They just have this. I take Vita Fusion. It has been the best thing to me. They even have the team that I give to Heavenly, my daughter, and she loves it. Take it every day.
I'm like, but you have to switch to a gummy.
Listen, gummies, I don't care what nobody say. They give you the same exact supplements, the same amount of dosage. You good. You just gotta I've been on that particular supplement for at least 2.5-3 years. Decide to become another mom. I want the same. And it's funny because I was just about to ask you with the multivitamins and being as though that majority of your stomach has been removed. What does it look like if you want it? Like, what does it mean to have that type of surgery, but you aspire or desire to be a mom again? Did they give you any?
Yes. It is well known that getting the surgery does increase your chance of motherhood. Now, when I was pregnant with Ethan, my son, I was completely shocked because I suffer from also PCOS. Not so much now, but I did growing up. You know, I got pregnant at the age of 20, had my son at 21. And, you know, I was shocked. I was like, wait, you what? I'm what? Like, I was shocked. So, you know, my husband and I do want children. We do. And we actually, I'm glad you bring this up because it's been almost a year of us trying, you know, so we are at the point now where we seek infertility help because I know my is playing a part in this. I was in the 200s when I got pregnant with Ethan. I'm in the 300s now. I weigh 322 as of February 3rd. So the rule is if you've been trying for a year, I stopped birth control February, March of last year. I'm about to be a full year of birth control, and I have not been able to conceive.
Birth control, although you stop, depending on how long you're on it, it takes a minute. Well, typically, naturally, it takes a while, but you know, I believe in God, so I believe in all things. If He wants to put a baby in your belly, a baby gonna be in your belly, whether you just got off yesterday or got off 5 months ago. Okay, I believe that He does miracles like that, and if He decides to bless you, but baby, at that moment, it don't matter if you was on it yesterday or 10 years ago. You know, you'll conceive. And I am praying for Mr. and Mrs. Roe that the little baby will come. Sprinkle some baby juice over there.
I need all the baby dust. And, you know, I say, you know, my husband is so great with my son. He's amazing. Ethan runs in here. He'd be like, hey, Dad. I'm like, hello, I'm here. He don't be worrying about me at all. But Joseph is great, and he wants to be, you know, he can't wait until we can have children. And that's something that we're going to work on, you know, once, you know, we're going to see a doctor and, you know, figure out what we can do. And, you know, I'm a Christian. You know, I was baptized last year, so that's exciting.
Yes, Lashawn, congratulations. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a video if anyone's interested in seeing it. I was the first person to go up. It was a really emotional day for me. I was crying so much. I'm like, why am I crying? What's wrong with me? But I you know, it's really crying so much. And they're like, what are you crying about? What's wrong with you?
I know. I think it's I always say that you, especially being baptized at such an older age, I think you identify the personal relationship that means. I think
Yes.
it's you and him. It's you and him. You know, it's not you, him, the church, and everybody else.
He
It's
got me
you
through.
and
He
him.
got me through it. He got me through it. I'm so grateful.
So
I'm so
speaking of, okay, so after the surgery, you have the surgery. After the surgery, what? Because the question that I was going to ask you was during your starting your healing process, what type of effect did it have in your family? Like your son or your husband or those, like, you know, like you just had this major surgery. Like, what did that look like?
They were super excited for me. They were like, you've been wanting this. This is what you want. You got it. They were also concerned about me because I fell into depression again. Because I suffered complications after the surgery. It wasn't major complications, but it was enough to be serious.
Okay.
I had a hard time keeping fluids down. And once I transitioned to food, I had a hard time keeping food and fluids down. And the issue was everybody heals differently. Your stomach is obviously swollen. They're snipping away at your stomach. My stomach was swollen for a long time. And it took a long time for that swelling to go away. Because of that, anything that I put into my body, it was just rejecting it because I had a swollen stomach. So I had to get something called a PICC line. I had to get, a liquid nutrition through an IV that was going kind of connected to my heart. Like it was really weird. They were scared because I fell into depression. And of course, me loving food, I don't care what nobody says. You can change your mindset around food, but if you love food, you love food. It is what it is. But it was hard for me to be like, oh my gosh, my family's making tacos tonight and I want some and I can. And you're sitting there crying. We're at dominoes playing family. We play dominoes a lot of my family. So my dad was like, come out here and play dominoes. We got to get your mind off of it, But I fell into depression again because I was just so sad. And, my husband was like, look, it's going to be hard. Like you told me this. No one said it was going to be easy. The healing process is hard. You're going through these complications. The day I got that PICC line out, I was moving around. I'm connected to a bag in a book bag. I'm walking around with a book bag. I have to change it out, put on the gloves, and check my blood every day. It was a lot. And I don't want to say that to scare anybody. You can have complications from surgery,
Yes, you can.
I don't want to scare anybody, but it happens. It's just that my stomach was so swollen for the longest time. I had to drink this solution, and they had to do a live image of my stomach to see what's going on. They're like, "Oh, your stomach's just still swollen." So now it's okay. I'm doing so much better, but I still got work to do. I'm trying to drop at least 100 pounds before my 1 year in May. It's going to take a while. I am working with a coach right now. She's amazing.
Okay.
And
when you say coach, what do you mean coach? You don't mean like a personal trainer. You say a coach.
Yes. So she is pretty much my personal trainer and sports nutritionist all in one.
Oh, personal. Okay. Yes. I was just making sure it wasn't like they have coaches specifically for sleeve.
Right. No, so here's the cool thing about my coach. She also had weight loss surgery. So she knows.
Oh, so she's been down that journey, so she knows.
For sure. I highly recommend anybody that's contemplating weight loss surgery, find yourself a coach, nutritionist, whatever you need to find that specializes or knows about, weight loss surgery because they understand. They understand.
That's good. My next question is, if you knew what you know now, would you have done anything different in the past? Just thinking back over your journey, was it anything, just what would have done different? Or
I definitely would have attended therapy more often
Mm.
prior to the surgery because it is a mental journey. You have to prepare yourself mentally for all of the change. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet.
Mm.
It's a lifestyle.
Mm.
So I wish I would have gotten really, deep into therapy, let me know this is what I'm thinking, because maybe they would have caught something like, hey, I don't think you're ready for the surgery. Because I like I said, I don't, at first I was regretting the surgery. It's funny, if you scroll on my Instagram page, there's a video the day after surgery where I'm like, I feel like crap. I hate everything. Like, it was just so, I wish I was more mentally prepared for the
Mm.
so my mental status, that's what I would change, and that's an everyday battle with me,
Yeah.
it's an everyday battle, but you know what? I believe in making the best out of every situation. And even though I can't eat a lot, I'm still able to enjoy things, my husband and
Yeah.
I, and if I can't finish it, I just come back later and finish it, and that's just the reality. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. It's not a fad. This is real. Gastric sleeve cannot be reversed. My stomach is gone.
It's
Not all of
gone.
it,
Yeah.
but
But
80 to 90% of my stomach is gone. I can't get it back. It is what it is.
wow. Wow. And I'm gonna say this for actually the last question. It's amazing how the stomach is the common factor of the weight. Like when you see your arms and your legs and your back and your size, it's kind of like all because of what I eat.
Yeah, eating is everything.
Eating is
It's
everything.
everything. And it's like, yeah, exercising is great. You get the tone up, you get to build your strength, your core, your flexibility, but you have to watch what you put in your body. And that doesn't mean you can't enjoy things every now and then, but you have to really watch what you eat, because the weight, again, it doesn't take, you didn't gain weight overnight. You're not going to lose it overnight either.
Mm.
Here's another thing about weight loss surgery: excess skin, which I am now starting to know.
Mm.
And my sides, I looked in the mirror, I was like, what? What's going on here? What you got going on?
Wow. So what do you do with that?
So nothing right now. Um,
Okay.
you, I would like to be a candidate for skin removal surgery in the future, because like
Okay.
I said, 400 pounds, I'm gonna have some skin. My stomach,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you have to be every surgeon is different, but you have to be at a certain weight, a certain amount of months, and
Mm.
maintain weight loss before you can even think about being a candidate. So I still have a ways to go.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get me a little.
You come on here. Come on here, self-love. Listen, I love you. I could just Lashawn, and I can honestly say that because like I said, I've known you in 2012, 2013 when we were in school. Like, so to see you just smile and by the way, I love the short hair. And I love the red when you have like the but the roots are like black and it's like the little red. I love that on you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm just like, she's glowing and I want to applaud you that I am so proud of you with your confidence.
Thank
Because
you.
I know, LaShawn, when you do your before and after pictures and everything, I'm like, she is just glowing right now.
Thank
And
you.
I know, and I feel that in my spirit. There's so many women just don't talk about it.
No, they don't.
But as much as everything else can be glorified, I'm part of my purpose and Strip the Stiletto CV. I want to touch everybody and just let people know that this seems like the women that's forgotten, that you ain't forgotten. That your story just is as popular, that we need each other. And just because you may not know, LaShawn, I'm pretty sure that women that will be able to identify with you is going to be, you're going to be like, wow. And even with your community, I'm sure like the shows you watch and some of the people you follow, a lot of the stories you read, that you see that it's more women that have that go that understand, because you guys understand each other. And it's interesting because of like I was watching this show. I don't know what made me watch it, doing like the holiday. I work for education, I work for DCBS, so I had a break during the holiday break, and it
Mhm.
was it Tubi? I think it was Tubi, and it
Mhm.
was a documentary about plus size models. Can't think of the name. I think it was called Runway or something like that. And again, they were all plus size, but they were all plus size in different shapes.
Yeah.
So you would have one that people like, are you really plus size? Because you don't look plus size. Like, do you have one that's really plus size? She's like, what does plus size look like? And again, she was tall, so as much as she weighed, it didn't look like she weighed.
Exactly.
But they went through the journey on the private side when it's stemming the things that they think about and what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And then you have some that don't care, don't get the surgery, and just like this the way I'm created, and you just gonna see this. But I've seen your stories of you having to be rushed to the ER and something's not right. And it's like you could love yourself, please love yourself. But if it is for your health,
Yes.
seek, do, don't not do it. It's funny because I used to always say, I want to gain weight. I want to gain some weight. And it's kind of like the opposite. Usually when someone's kind of like, I want to lose weight. And someone who's small, like, listen, I need to gain some weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I could never, and it's funny, I could lose weight way quicker than I can gain. And I'm pretty sure somebody that's on the plus size can gain faster than they can lose, right? And I'm like, God, why is that? And I noticed that, especially women, because we have more body fat than men, and we have babies.
Yes.
So our body goes through different changes, our hormones that, and then as we get older, our body tends to add more weight. As we grow up, grow up. As we get older, our body tends to gain more weight. I noticed that as I get older, I add more weight to me, more weight to me,
Mm-hmm.
more weight to me. And I noticed that like when I had Heavenly, that's the most weight I gained. So I was like, okay, Lord. So my pounds don't come from my babies. Okay. But I used to always want to do it until I said, you know what? What am I trying to prove?
Right.
This is me. And I know you created my bone structure to hold a certain amount of weight. If I be so pressed to gain all this weight and then things start being complicated, it's because I'm trying to become something that I'm not. So and I said, Lord, just teach me how to maintain me.
For
And this is
sure.
again with the love series. I need to show me what's right for Jonte.
Yeah.
Not what the average supposed to look like. I want to be healthy. I want to be loving. I want to feel sexy. I want to be beautiful. So just show me what that looks like for me. And I think sometimes we forget that. We think that I have to do it the way Lashawn did it because I just have to do that way. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you don't. You can identify with LaShawn, but don't. Are you willing to go through the juice 6 month juice fast? Are
I
you
will
willing
do it.
to wait to take the 3 to 4 bites? And some of you are graced to go to have that surgery. I feel that, and I'm just going to say it. Some of you are graced, and this is probably your answer or your confirmation through this
Mm-hmm.
interview that I need to go ahead and get that and just transform your life. The last thing that I wanted to say, LaShawn, was what advice would you give to other women struggling with weight loss?
Reach out. Support is everything. There's always going to be somebody to talk to. If you don't, if it's not a therapist, reach out to a friend. Please reach out to me. I love talking I talk too much, first of all. So support is everything. Talk to somebody because the advice comes in many different forms. If you don't know how to start the process and you're doing some research, I would love to be a resource for you. Please reach out to me. I'm happy to help anybody and everybody. This is hard, support is everything. I am not a professional. I do want to note that, but I can tell you and what you need to do or where to start looking to even start the process. But reach out, support me, somebody, your mama, your daddy, anybody. Reach out. Get the support.
And really quick before I want you to give your all of your social media contact. So
Yeah.
when people want to follow things like that, then I'm going to pray out and then we're going to be done. But right before you say that, okay, bring it back to me. Just that quick. I remembered it and it went away. What was I about to say? I hate when that happens.
I know my brain just
weight loss and the people that when women come to you, they tell you their story. You been because I would like to say, and I'm going to say this, I would like to say that because of your experience, you have a pretty good knowledge about this weight loss journey. I believe God has graced you with that avenue and that assignment with women or men. because you've gone through so much. So it's kind of like you can identify their emotions, you can identify their physical, like.
Mhm.
Do the women and men that come to you and talk to you, do you believe when they tell you their story, is the weight loss surgery always your response to some of them, or can you identify who needs it and who doesn't, or who would need this and who would need that? Kind of, do you know how to like? Can you are you good with that? Does
Great question.
everybody need the surgery?
No, not at all.
Okay, okay,
Honestly,
talk about.
my number one advice, if you can, and I'm saying the natural way, I don't know what people call it. I call it the natural way. If you can lose
Okay,
weight without the surgery, do it. I absolutely recommend that. But if you're at a point where your BMI is over 35, because I think it has to be over 35, I think. If your BMI is over
I
35, you
think
got
yeah.
pressure, you got diabetes, you can't
Mm-hmm.
walk, you're bedridden, something. Help again, always consult your doctor, but weight loss surgery is not for everybody. It is not. It's not. You may have all the qualifications, but
Mm.
mentally you may not be there. It's not for you if you're not there mentally. It's not. That's just not. It's not.
Because although you have it, the aftermath might take them down.
What's the point of
Versus
getting weight loss surgery if you're going to go back to all of the habits that got you there in the first place?
that is so true.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. I thank you, Lashawn, for allowing me to have you. We're gonna do something else, especially when quarantine over. I can't wait to get back to my in-person um conferences and talks and things like that. And you would definitely be one of them that's on my panel, especially when we begin to talk about self-love, self-acceptance, doing what's best. And you have inspired me to entitle this episode Do What Makes You Happy. I mean, do what's right for you.
Yeah, I love it.
And do what look, you gotta do what's right for you because we're talking about self-love. You gotta do what's right for you. LaShawn, can you let our viewers know where they can follow you and stay in touch with you and follow up on your journey?
Yes, absolutely. Best way to get in contact with me is on my Instagram. It is lashawn.sleeved.life. A little background behind my Instagram name. In the weight loss community, we all kind of have names that correlate with our weight loss journey. So I chose Lashawn Sleeved Life because that's what it is. I got the sleeve, this is my life. So Lashawn Sleeved Life.
LaShawn Sleeve Life. Thank you. Thank you. LaShawn, thanks for having you. We just want to pray. I always pray out at the end of the episode just to conceal what we have done, what we have said, how God have moved. And so we just want to pray right now, okay? So, Father God, we thank you for another opportunity to come together to decree and declare the love, the joy, and the acceptance of the people that are watching. Father, you said in your word that when two or more are gathered, that you are in the midst. So we thank you for being in the midst of this interview and this episode. Father, I pray for every woman tuning in that may identify themselves with LaShawn's story, that they might seek help, that may not be afraid to ask for help. Father, that they will begin to open up about their journey and their story. Father, I thank you that you are identifying them and that you're showing them that you love them enough, that anything that they may be going through, that you have already chosen some people to experience it so that they may help them along the journey. Father, I still believe and trust that you love them the way that you created them, Lord God. But Father, I thank you for I thank you for showing them the identity that they have with food or self-doubt or uncertainty, oh God, or low self-esteem, anything that will hinder them from being the great person that you have created them to be. I thank you that they are noting it and that they are doing something about it. Father, I thank you that every person that tuned in on this episode, that they leave filled, that they leave better than they was the day before. That is my earnest prayer. I thank you for my guest, Father. I ask that you bless her in a special way, that you will continue to keep her husband, her son, and just bless their home 10 times over. Father, I thank you for using me yet again, and I will continue to do your work and to help everybody else through my platform and through my purpose and assignment. Father, we ask all these things in your name, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. That was beautiful.
Amen.
Love it. Beautiful.
Amen. It's like I'm talking and the phone calls are coming. I told y'all this quarantine. So this is live. This is the real life
This is real
quarantine,
life.
okay?
This is real life. You know, it's, I mean, you got to make the best out of every
Yes.
situation, do what needs to be done. I mean, we can do it. It's going to be okay. We're going to get there, you know.
Yes, we are going to be okay. And I think we're going to come back better. We're going to come back 10 times better than
I
what
just
we are.
need COVID to go away so I can go sit at somebody's, bar and have a mimosa or something.
I did. I'm like, I said that I wanted to do brunch for my birthday in November. Now, I was so excited. I was thinking of all the cute quarantine creative ways I can do it. And then I was like, I'm not going into nobody's restaurant right now. No. Uh-uh. No. But I am hoping that it slowly but surely, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
We have new leadership. Hopefully some new things is getting taken care of, and we got some wise, smart people that's willing that's willing to get this thing going. So Lashawn, thank you for being with us today. I will also at you, and once I promote it, let me see you all. Until next time, have a great day. I see you all next Thursday. I love you all.